Hey, what's up guys? I'm Felipe and welcome to the Hive. This is the place where we make all the Beetronics stuff, a lot of crazy sounding little boxes, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what's our space like and everything that we do here. It's quite small and simple, but it's cozy and we have fun in it, so I hope you guys enjoy this little tour. Yeah, so this is pretty much a space where we do multiple things. So here's where we assemble them, where we store most of the stuff, and where we ship. Today the guys are working on some future limited editions of CBs right now. So some pretty cool stuff. We get you always make this colorful and different limited editions, which I love doing it. This is our assembly area. Here is also where we store all the stock. This is where we ship all the stuff. So whenever you guys send in an order, there's gonna be somebody here just reading it up and putting it all together and packing and getting it ready to ship to you. Also a ton of little goodies like stickers and all kinds of cool pics and different things. If you have ever purchased any of our pedals, you've probably seen all this little cool stuff that we have that come with the packaging. Over here I'll show you guys a little bit about the process. So we usually grab the PCBs and we put them together, and we do those in like larger batches, like we go in and kind of try to do them all that we have at once, and then we store them in these bins. So here, for example, some CBs that got already soldered, and this is actually a two PCBs. We break them in half and then we assemble two pedals. Oh, here, for example, are some royal jellies that are already assembled. So a lot of people buy them and open them and they're like, oh, I just want, is mine gonna be with those designs inside? Yeah, every single pedal has those designs. You don't need to open, but if you can, if you wanna. But yeah, like these are how they are before we actually started assembling them. This is what they look like before we put in ports. And then it magically becomes something like this. That's a Swarm. Probably the craziest sounding pedal you ever heard. Eduardo is our main photo video guy, and he's right now taking photos of this custom shop batch. Like we do all this kind of hand painted and crazy looking things. We love doing those. That's kind of what the company started off on. Like I used to make these pedals for myself, and I wanted to make them look really cool because I wanted my pedal board to be crazy looking. So I used to hand paint all of them. And for a while, in the whole beginning of the brand, every single pedal was fully done like this. And then eventually that turned into the custom shop once we realized it was gonna be a lot of work to make thousands of these. So it's something that we do in small batches, like sometimes a few, like 30 at a time, sometimes 100 at a time. It depends, but they all look different. And we get to have fun picking like colors and different knobs. And I'm addicted to knobs, like I just have too many knobs and love all that. It's cool because it gives us, you know, even though they're all the same design, it's a whole different vibe, each one of them. So we really like and we enjoy the process of doing that. Blaine is the one who painted all this batch and everything that you guys see there. By the way, here are like some boxes, like before we paint these, you know, this is what they look like. And some of like the standard models are anodized rather than paint, and that's done by a local shop here in Sun Valley as well. Over here, Eduardo is taking some photos of the custom shop. Every pedal we make, we take photos. We do all kinds of like materials, so it's always fun to see the final product. Here we have a storage room also where we test all the pedals. So usually somebody's here with the whole rack, testing everything and hearing sometimes through headphones, sometimes through the little amp, just making sure everything functions properly. It is also a storage room, as you can see. We store some pots and ports, you know, like all kinds of little moving ports that go into the pedal usually stay in this room. Here's our little kitchen coffee area. There are some posters. Some stuff with every pedal release. We usually put out a poster, and we love those. We love, you know, integrating the whole art with the music, and they're usually done, you know, by some really talented artists that we love, and they kind of illustrate a little bit of, portray a little bit of ourselves. Like there, for example, in our office, we have that big one, which actually shows me and my wife and my brother and my sister-in-law. That we had those in like assembling a little, similar to like the whole band environment. You know, whenever you go do a show, there's a poster of the show. It's kind of the same thing with the pedals. So, and here is where we usually are picking all those knobs for the custom shop. As you can see, we have a decent variety here. We have a lot more down here. This is probably one of the coolest and hardest part whenever we're doing custom shop, because there are so many options and they all look so cool that we're usually, you know, doing and putting the knobs, and they're like, oh, but what if I did this and what if I did that? So yeah, it's something we have fun doing. That's also where we cut all the stickers and all the stuff that goes into the making of painting and custom shop. Here is our office where we have all the bees working and all that. Usually if you are sending an email or something, that's that guy picking up your email and responding back to you. And this is usually where I'm making a mess. Like that's my table right there, which looks quite clean because we knew you guys were coming, but it's usually just a lot of parts of a lot of different stuff and new things that we have coming up and drawings of future things. That's usually where Eduardo is doing the video cuts and all that. That's where we paint all the custom shop stuff. This little paint booth, we turn it on, it makes a lot of noise, and then you stay in here just spraying away. It's pretty fun. We do it like a graffiti style, like with stencils and all that. It's a very artistic approach, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And this is our studio area, the Hive Studios. This is a space where me and my brother come here most nights to work on music. This is also where we get some of the hands-on testing on a lot of the stuff that we're developing as well. Pretty much this is where the real music connects to the actual pedals, you know, and where it all began. So it began with us making music, so it has to have, you know, a studio in our warehouse. It's actually obviously my favorite part of the warehouse. But yeah, here in the studio it's pretty cool because we have, everything has its own pedal board. Yeah, like every synth, like the Mini Moog is running through that little board. The Oberheim is running through this stereo rig with the Chase Bliss and the Mobius and the Zoya. Then we have a Rhodes running through this little board, which is quite cool as well. And a bunch of cool little things as well. You can the Prophet and the Mellotron both share of the same pedal board, so you can flip between them both and like. Right now we just kind of moved and we've been setting up this studio area, but we usually have it hooked up where everything is connected through MIDI and you can run one patch using multiple synths, and it's pretty cool like how we do that, because you can, you know, go in and run just like a delay only on the Oberheim, and then, you know, the Prophet with a chorus and this, and then you're playing one patch that's actually playing, triggering all the synths in the studio, so those are cool. Here's also my pedal board, which I showed you guys on the What's on Your Pedal board. That's my stereo rig that usually stays here for anything that we're going direct. We use that board. There's a bunch of pedals also of stuff that we're always grabbing. This will be getting set up on an aux box, so we have options to run either direct or either, you know, with the aux box, which is also direct, but using an amp. And then inside the little booth, we can also mic an amp. So we get a lot of guitars, a lot of really cool and unique guitars. I'll show you guys some of my favorite guitars. This is one of my favorite guitars, which is a 330. It's a VOS from late 2018. I bought when my son was born. I wanted to have a guitar that's gonna be as old as him. So when my first kid was born, I got that one. We got also a lot of like cool and like different guitars. These are like Fidelity. They are made in the UK. They were made for an M show that we did. So they all got the B there. Matt is awesome, makes some great stuff. That's another one of his. That's one that I got whenever my second kid was born too, which I wanted him to also have a guitar at his age. So that's a really cool one. 345 VOS as well. B2512 Gibson there. That Echo, which is an old Italian guitar. There's also this, which I got from you guys right whenever we started working with Sweetwater. I got this. I love this thing. It's a Sitor from Don Electro. And it's really cool running through pedals and making it sound really big and crazy. By the way, all my synths came from Sweetwater as well, actually. These two were the latest additions. And thank you, Sweetwater, because those are dope. I love it. Yeah, so this is our studio space. It gets used, a lot like as you've seen, like, everything has its own pedal board, and most of the boards, have some for pedals, and we get to try, we usually, I'm a guy who really likes keys and synths, and as well as guitars and bass. So we make sure, we're always, testing everything and kind of trying to find all the sounds that we like on every instrument, and making sure the pedals are really cool for all of that. It's usually, the pedals that we make usually come from things that we want to have that we don't have it yet. So that's a lot of the conception comes from this place. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, so thanks for visiting our Hive. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. Got to see a little bit of our bee world. And yeah, I hope you guys have fun and make tons of music using some buzz and bees, and have fun making cool sounds. Thank you.